Hello again. The Welsh Government are worried that many statues in the country are of white men and that some of them were soldiers and statesmen who might have supported the British Empire. In Brecon, for example, there is a statue of the Duke of Wellington, which stands near the Wellington Hotel. This is, to some modern people, a terrible state of affairs, and it would be better if the statue could be removed and the pub renamed. Commemorating white men is not at all what progressive folk like to see these days. The report by the Welsh Government suggests that statues of white men from a long time ago could be covered with large boxes, or perhaps enclosed by contemporary artworks which would conceal them from view. It is specifically stated that the problem with such statues is that they are of white men. I give a couple of links about this in the description to this video. This is part of a widespread trend which is now appearing all over the country. The aim is simple. It is to remove as many images of white men from public sight as is humanly possible. This process is all of a piece with the way that advertisements are now put together in such a way as to make it obvious that white men are not really needed. Black men are the most frequently seen, sometimes in mixed marriages with white girls, but a convention has emerged which discourages the portrayal of white men. The same thing may be seen everywhere in Britain. The thumbnail to this video shows a turbine shed in Berkshire by the Thames. It has been covered with a modern painting, a recently commissioned mural. Now, I'm sure that some viewers in southeast England will be familiar with the figure of Old Father Thames, a mythical spirit of the river who is shown in drawings and statues as looking a little bit like Neptune or Poseidon. The problem is, of course, that Old Father Thames is unmistakably modelled upon a white man, something which would not, of course, do for a modern mural. It's hard to see in the small version of this illustration in the thumbnail, but this painting, which involves the Thames, shows instead of Old Father Thames, a figure labelled Mother Thames. This is a black woman, which makes all comment by me quite superfluous. In the description to this video, I give a link to an article about this with a larger and clearer photograph, so that viewers might see this black Mother Thames for themselves. The purpose of this erasure of white men is not hard to divine. The world in which we live has been fashioned almost entirely by white men, which is an unpalatable thought to many people. Not just almost all the inventions, from iron swords to steam engines and space rockets, but also most of the infrastructure which we see, as well as the music, art and literature, has all been produced by white men. This is seen as a terrible state of affairs because it excludes not only black people but also women. The aim now is to redress this situation a little and even things up. The easiest way of doing this is to hide the white men and then make women and black people more visually prominent. There is little that can be done to change the past, but at least we can remove the evidence and try and construct an alternative history in which black people and women played equal parts in fashioning the modern world. It's nonsense, of course, but makes those groups feel better about themselves. They may not have achieved much, but if we try and conceal the achievement of the white men, then we can probably find a few things which black people and women have done, and we can exaggerate the importance of these and put them in paintings and statues. This will at least make it look as though those groups contributed to the world we see around us. I dare say that viewers will all have their own favourite examples of this flagrant rewriting of history.